And the recording of this session will be available soon after the session, so don't worry. You can just enjoy the session, ask questions to Abhishek, learn from him, and soon after the session, if you want to recap, you will have the recordings in place. And the recording of the session will be available. All right, everyone. Good evening. Thank you so much for joining in. Time is 4 o'clock, and this time we are having the session a little early because our speaker had some urgent work to do. So we'll go live now. And Abhishek, are you there? Let me know. Abhishek, are you available? Abhishek, can you hear me? Please let me know.
Yeah, I can do it.
All right, perfect. So Abhishek is here, and all right, Abhishek is here, and he's also available. All right, perfect. So good
Okay.
evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining in. And this is one more Saturday, and on all these Saturdays, we normally learn, right? This is what we have been doing for last 3.5 years plus. And if you're joining in for the first time, type FT in the chat box. Let's see how many of you have joined for the first time. First timers, let me know if you have joined for the first time on this session. If you have joined many times, type MT. MT is for many times. Sandeep has joined for the first time. Dinesh for multiple times. Vijay Bhaskar for multiple times. What about others? All right. Sai Saitya for the first time. Perfect. So from where you are joining in, which place? Bangalore, Mumbai, Pune, Delhi, Calcutta, which place? Let us know in the chat box. And we go live now. Bangalore, Vijayawada, Pune, Maharashtra. All right, so Puducherry. All right, nice to know. So perfect. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining. Those of you who are watching us on YouTube, you can also use the comment box for sharing the thoughts. And with us is Abhishek. Abhishek has done his B Pharm, and he's been working as a medical information specialist, right? I requested him to share about clinical SAS, and he agreed for it. A lot of you have requested for understanding about clinical SAS, and that's why Abhishek is here. He'll also help us understand a little bit about medical information as well, right? So Abhishek, welcome to this session. And this session is all about creating awareness and inspiring our pharmacy professionals, students specifically, to take charge of their career and plan their career in a nicer way, in a better way, in a better informed way, so that they can, do it better in their further career options. All right, so welcome, Abhishek. Thank you so much. So you can share the screen, you can share your story, and we'll have a lot of questions, answers at the end of the session. So we'll answer them at the end. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Manoj, for invitation, and thank you everybody for joining this. I'll try to be as simple as much as I can. If you guys have any question, you can just raise the hand. If I miss to see you guys, you can just unmute, or you can just ping in the chat, and Manoj can help me if somebody has the question in between. I would suggest, because this is the thing which I feel needs to be cleared step by step. I have tried to make the this PPT is very simple, but the thing is gonna be little upgraded. So we will go step by step, and we will try to understand what a clinical SAS programmer has to do in his day-to-day life, and whether you can, learn that programming languages and you will be able to do that or not. I'll summarize that, but before going that, I'll be starting with my PPT. We are good to go, right, Manoj?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. So just give me a moment. Okay. So if I talk about my story, I did my B Pharm from Pune University. Then I started my career as a medical representative. Then I switched to drug safety profiles as an in pharmacovigilance, and I had an experience in drug safety profiles at IQVIA, Cognizant, and now at Eversana as a medical representative, a medical information specialist. Meanwhile, I had always and to learn about various other fields uh, in the pharmacy section. So I used to learn about the other domains as well. So during my drug safety profile at IQVIA, I used to know more about. I had an interest to know more about SAS. So that's how I started my just give me a moment. That's how I started my clinical SAS journey when I joined SAS Institute India and I learned clinical SAS. I'm not only trained, but I'm also certified. I'm a global based SAS certified specialist. I worked in a banking SAS domain for around 8 months. Then I moved again back to drug safety profile as a medical information specialist. But meanwhile, I never left SAS as my career domain. So I used to do SaaS consultancy around every opportunity I get, the way I got today. So I act as a SaaS consultant and also as a trainer at some places. So this is how I manage my SaaS as well as my drug safety profile. So what I do right now, I work as a medical information specialist where I handle the medical communication department at Eversana, and I'm right now in Pune. But meanwhile, I also do SaaS thing on consultancy basis. So today for agenda, as the agenda is clinical, sorry. So our agenda is SaaS. Then we will be focusing on these type of contents where we will introduce yourself about clinical trials. This is very basic. Everybody knows about the clinical trials nowadays, at least the definition of the phases, but we'll go through that with once. And then we will try to, summarize how a clinical data management team and a SaaS team comes together and work, and how a CDM team works on a same data and then on SaaS. So how they differentiate and what is the connection between them. Then we'll go with clinical SAS programming and the standards, as SAS programming is to write codings and convert the data into a standard format. So when it comes to a standard format, there has to be a standard which has to be maintained. So what are the standards a clinical SAS programmer has to maintain? That we will go through with it. And what are the requirements for an SAS programmer? How can they make it standard? This is how process we will try to see. We will not go into that deep because you guys, I hope, do not know anything about the languages of the SAS. So you will not be able to get that, but I will try to show you how SAS looks like, what type of codings it looks like, and how difficult it is, or what is the depth of programming, how it is done, and how it looks like. Basically, what is a SAS tool? How is a SAS tool looks like? I'll also try to show you that. And then coming for preparation of global base SAS certification, absolutely. Once you go for a training, you should also go for certification. Then what is this global SAS certification? I will introduce you that for that. And what is the eligibility criteria? Of course, what are the eligibility, whether you are eligible or not. If this session will also be the for the someone who is currently working in some domain. For example, they're working in PV or CDM or medical coding or as an MR or anything. If they own a medical shop and they are trying to switch to SAS, whether they are eligible or not, we will discuss on that as well. And then the languages to learn, absolutely, which are the languages one SAS programmer can learn in their career and which will help them. And various sector where SAS is used. This is absolutely a great point because our topic is clinical SAS, but we will also see about the various other sectors apart from pharmaceutical industry where SAS is used. And we will also see the impact and the future of AI on SAS. Absolutely. Now there is a big question to every employee, not only in pharmaceutical domain, but any other domain, that whether AI will replace me, whether some artificial intelligence will come and I'll be kicked out from the company. Whether if this is a doubt, I'll try to help you out with that. And about, of course, job hunting, which is the biggest question mark on a fresher, that how they will try to get job. And things have been changed after COVID. There are a lot of companies who are currently hybrid or still work from home. So in that case, reaching out to HR or going for an walk-in interview stuff, I could see that many HRs reply and do not reply. Even I can say they do not even reply. In that condition, how can one search? I'll try to help, but of course there is no uh, you know standard formula for that. But I will try to help you out with my experience. Since 4 years I'm working with an organization, and I have worked around 3-4 organizations in my 4 years now. So I had little things. Then about QA, you have any question and answer, I would definitely help you out. So we'll start. What is clinical trial? What are the clinical trials? So as per the World Health Organization, clinical trials are a type of research, as we all know, that studies new tests and treatments that evaluates their effects on human health outcome. So basically, they do a trial on the subjects to see whether the drug, the treatment, the method, any additional method, any change in the method, whether it is good for humans or not. This is why clinical trials has been done. Earlier, they used to do on animals as well as the human beings as well. Now it is similar kind of thing, but they have improvised their standards, and this is how it is done. Even you can see the example of COVID-19, where during the 2020, the COVID was on a peak entire world, but still the WHO asked them to know the insulins must go under the trials, and then when they completed the trials, then only it came to market and they gave it on a larger scale. So this is how the importance of clinical trials is. So they are the set of tests which is done for the drug. Again, you can see that it is done in 4 phases: 1, 2, 3, 4, and the objective of the 4 phases is written here. And the objective will be changed, and the number of volunteers, the subjects or the patients would be changed. I would say the volunteers which participate in the clinical trials are not called as patients, but they are called as subjects. Why they are called as subjects, I will tell. Because in clinical trial, a healthy volunteer can also be participated. But it is not mandatory that every volunteer will be a patient. No, this cannot. But even a healthy volunteer can participate in clinical trials. So this is why you call them subjects and not patients, because suppose If I have to participate in clinical trial, I have nothing, I'm healthy. Then will you call me a patient? No. That's why when a clinical trial is done, every volunteer, whether even if I am patient or not, you has to call them subjects. This is the basic thing you need to learn. So every subjects which is participating in trials have their agendas. For example, phase 1 we have safety and dosage. For phase 2 we have efficacy and side effects. For phase 3 efficacy and monitoring, and phase 4 we have safety and efficacy. These are the agendas of the phases, and we will, with the agenda, with the objectives, we will increase the number of subjects and we will do trials, and based on the results it will be decided whether it has to go for phase 4 or not. Phase 4 is nothing but the post marketing trials, where the drug comes into the market on a larger scale. So this is what the basic of clinical trial is. Somebody asks you what is trial, just tell them ki trial is a set of tests which is done for a product, whether it is good for human health or not, and it is done in multiple phases at a set of volunteers or subjects. And at the end of the trials, we need to see whether the results were good for the human health or not. If so, they will be in the market. If not, they'll be rejected. This is what clinical trial basic is. Coming to next, what is the connection between CDM and SAS programmer? You will see a lot of people will say, okay, CDM also works with SAS, or SAS works with CDM, or somebody will say in CDM, I have little bit of use of SAS. I will just, import the result or something like that they will say. So what exactly CDM do and what exactly SAS programmer will do, I will tell in this slide. So CDM stands for Clinical Data Management and SAS stands for nothing. SAS has no full form. On internet, you will get statistical analysis system or something like that. Please ignore. SAS has no full form. SAS is just a name as SAS. Like Abhishek, my name is Abhishek. Abhishek does not have any, full form. A for apple, B for ball. It is not like that. So this is how SAS is just a name. If somebody will ask you what is SAS means, do not say statistical analysis system. Nothing. SAS is just SAS. So but CDM has, CDM means clinical data management. What CDM people will do, we will try to see that first. CDM involves the data collection from various sources and the integration of the clinical trial data. So when a clinical trial is done, CDM people will just collect the data from the trial site. They will just collect it and gather it. That's it. After collecting it, what they will ensure? They will ensure the data quality, and then they will prepare that data for analysis, which is the part of SAS. So basically what CDM people will do, they will just collect the data, ensure the quality, and prepare for further analysis. This is what CDM people will do. Now coming to SAS, what SAS people will do, SAS programming involves clinical trial data analysis. They will also do this analysis whether the data is up to the mark or this is correct or not, something like that. And generation of the standard reports as per the requirements given by the clients or the regulatory bodies. So they will start preparing the standard data submission. So SAS programmers will use SAS software to create data sets and statistical outputs by generating various reports, graphs, listing figures, or regulatory submission. So this is how a SAS programmer will do. So basically CDM people, what they will do is they will collect the data from the site, from the trials data, and they will ensure the quality, prepare for analysis. Once the data is prepared for analysis, they will send it to, just give me a moment. They will send it to uh, SAS programmers. Then SAS programmer will use the data given by CDM as a raw data, and they will, make it in a report, in a standard report, which can be done for regulatory submissions, which can be used for regulatory submissions. This is what CDM and SAS programmer do. This is the basic difference between CDM and SAS. I would say a person who is having experience in CDM can get job in SAS programming easily compared to any other experience in any other domain. Like if you come from CDM background, getting a job into SAS programming is easy because you already know about the metadata which is used by SAS programmers. You are, uh, favorable with that kind of variables or the columns, and you will be little bit, upgraded by doing the SAS programming thing. But when it comes to PV or uh, medical coding or something like that, I won't say you will not be able to do that, or will it be little anything will be everything will be completely different. No, it is not the case. You will get things, but it will be like you have to learn new things, and it will be only a certain part where you will be focused. Like demographics, you will know, concomitant medications, you will know in SAS programming, but the not the entire thing that CDM people will do. Coming to next, what is this clinical SAS and what are their standards? As I already told in this slide, no, sorry. As I already told that clinical SAS has their standards. They have to, clinical SAS programmer are the responsible ones who has to submit the data in a standard format. So when a trials is done, FDA needs the standard data to be submitted. So clinical SAS is done to submit this report in a particular standard format. So if people will ask you what clinical SAS programmer will do, you simply say the clinical SAS programmer will just create standard reporting data which can be submitted to regulatory bodies. This is what clinical SAS programmer will do. But to make that standard report, clinical SAS have their own standards. I will tell more about what is their standards. So basically SAS programming is done to generate a report according to CDISC standards as US FDA recommends it. So what is this CDISC? CDISC is a non-profit, worldwide non-profit organization which is responsible for creating these standards. Simple. So FDA, US FDA recommends the data should be according to CDISC standards. And what is the CDISC? CDISC is an organization which will make the standards that can be submitted to regulatory bodies. CDISC stands for this clinical. Just give me a moment. Yeah. CDISC stands with this Clinical Data Interchange Standard Consortium. This is a worldwide non-profit organization which creates these standards in the pharmaceutical industry, which is used by SAS programmers to submit the data in a standard format. So the guidelines which is used to make standard formats is given by CDISC. Simple. CDISC own many standards. In clinical SAS, we can see about SDTM and ADaM. What is this SDTM and ADaM? These are the standards which has to be followed to create that data report. Then what is this SDTM and ADaM? We'll go into deep in the coming slides. But as of now, CDISC has many standards where SAS programmer has to use. So out of that, two standards is SDTM and ADaM. The basic standards which is used by clinical SAS programmers specifically is SDTM and ADaM. And a pharmaceutical company or any healthcare organization conducting this clinical trials must submit their data by following the guidelines given in SDTM and ADaM. So this is the basic thing what a SAS programmer will do. Till now, anybody has any question? I'll see the chat box.
All right. I can't see any questions. Participants, if you have any questions, please feel free to put in the chat box. I'll read out your questions to Abhishek. If there are no questions, say NQ. NQ stands for no questions. That's the code word we use. Okay. So
why SAS, not only other programming language? Okay. So why only SAS and not other programming languages? See, I'll tell you why only SAS. First of all, in SAS software, now I'll tell you 2-3 things. Because it has many features and absolutely. See what is done, I'll tell. SAS has multiple, apart from SAS, there are multiple other softwares as well. But our pharmaceutical industry is very small, very slow, I can say. They do not like to change much. So what they have done is SAS is working very well compared to other sectors. If you see banking domain or oil and gas domain or government domains, you can see there are a lot of other softwares apart from SAS which is used. But for pharmaceutical industry, SAS has holded that majority because SAS is delivering all of the requirements which a FDA wants. So this is the only basic thing, which is why people do not want to transit easily, because they are comfortable with doing what they can do with SAS. But of course, I won't deny that other languages or the other software has the capabilities. What they can do is, I'm not much aware about what are the current updates or what are the current softwares which are used by the coming companies. But I know about SAS that it is used by majority of the CROs right now. Yeah, I hope it was clear. Should I go ahead?
Yes, please go ahead. Yes,
Okay.
please.
So now coming to standards, I would say coming to standards, we can see now SDTM and ADaM. What exactly is SDTM and ADaM? I will tell you what SDTM stands for. It stands for Standard Data Tabulation Model. It is nothing but a raw data for regulatory submission. The way we have used CDM data as a raw data in SAS programming, the regulatory body will use the standard tabulation model, which is made by SDTM via SDTM guidelines. This will be a raw data for regulatory submission. But again, as it is a raw data, we will not consider it as raw data because we have the guidelines given by CDISC how to prepare the SDTM. So we will be having guidelines to prepare this report as well. So what it will be, SDTM is required to submit data in a proper model to FDA. That is also a standard data format. SDTM is built around the concept of observations collected by subjects who participate in clinical study. For example, if five subjects have been participated in the study, so they will make each observation about the observations about the each subjects. So this is how SDTM looks like. I'll show you how it is. And each observation can be described by various variables according to the requirements and the corresponding role about the subject or the test. Each variable can be classified according to its role. What is this? I'll tell you. Latest SDTM IG is to be referred. I will tell what is this SDTM IG. SDTM IG is nothing but this. Just give me a moment. If you can see this, I will show. You can see this. This is called SDTM IG implementation guide. Stands for study data tabulation model. This is an implementation guide. You can say this is the Bible of SDTM, where everything is written, starting from introduction to the fundamentals, submitting data, assumption of the model, everything step by step things have been written in SDTM. This guideline. In this guideline, one programmer has to refer this guideline, and they used to make this type of domains. I'll tell you what that domains is. Just give me a moment. So this is how things have been done. So SDTM is nothing but a raw data which is prepared to submit to in a standard format to the FDA, and which will be considered as the raw data. So the first step of a SAS programmer is to make SDTMs. What SDTM is? Say SDTM has multiple domain models based on the criterias. For example, we have special purpose domains, interventional general class domains, events general class domains, finding general domains, finding about domains, and each domains we will have according to their role. So I have highlighted this demographics, the red one. I will tell you how demographics domain looks like. So you will get an idea what is there in each domain, or you can say each conceptually how a domain looks like, what will be the data which will be given in that particular domain. So as name suggests, the name is demographics. So whenever a SAS programmer will make demographics domain data, it will always contain variables like subjects demographics data, such as example the subject's age, race, ethnicity, sex, birth date. This all will be present in this demographics data. But as I already told that SDTM is a standard data, one has to create this type of data in a standard format. So it has, again, the guidelines have been given ki how age should be given, how race should be written, how ethnicity should be written, how birth date should be written. It is like that. So according to that, we will have these variables. So for example, in CDM, the Excel sheet, the data for birth date is written as birth date. Sorry, birth date is written as birth date. Okay. But here the birth date will not be written as directly as birth date. It will be written as BRTH in SDTM domain. This is how a programmer has to see. Then this BRTH birth DTC means birth, date means date time, C means character. So a programmer has to convert this birth date into this, variable, and the data which is in the birth date column has to come under birth DTC. For example, if I show you, see here, this is the Excel sheet probably provided by the CDM team. If you see, there are a lot of variable names. For example, if I see this RFX what is the RFX? It is the date and the time of the first study treatment. Means whenever the study drug, which is the objective drug, the drug on which we are doing the trials, when it is first time given to the subject, it will come under RFX. So what SDTM programmer will get, SDTM programmer will get guidelines given on the given in the IG, on how they can convert this data into a reportable format. So if you see this RFX STDTC, and this table they have reported as like this. RFX STDTC, they have written as, in starting they have given as date, then at the end it is given as time. So whenever you have to submit this reference start data time, it has to be in this format. Getting it? So this is what SAS programmer will do. Not only that, if you see this unique subject ID, they have made it like this. Okay, how unique subject ID look like, how subject ID will look like, how reference start date will look like, how reference end date will look like. So basically what in SDTM they will do, they will convert the data given by the CDM people, they will convert it into the variables recommended by SDTM in the SDTM IG, and they will convert that data into this format. So this is the output which has come from this Excel sheet. So SDTM programmers will do, what in SDTM programmer, they will just use this metadata using SDTM IG. They will convert it into the reportable format, which is this. You cannot report this to FDA, but you can report this to FDA because this is the desired output given as per the guidelines in the SDTM IG. This is what basically an SDTM programmer has to do. And this is the example of one domain. See, you can see DM, DM, DM. All DM means demographics, about the patient, about the subject, I mean. But comparatively, this is the thing which will be done for every other, every selected domains of the class as well. So I have other examples for death also. They will not give as death date. Death date will be given in the given for the CDM people, but for an SAS programmer it will be as death DTC, DTH DTC. So they have to get it. DTH means death, DT means date time, C means character. So they have to convert this date time wala thing in character format. Okay, this is our subject ID. So this is how, see, I have colored it so that you can understand. So for example, if I show you this, if I have to say you, okay, learn this RFX STDTC, you will confuse, what is this RFX STDTC? So that's how I have colored it so that you can understand. RF means reference, X means drug, ST means start, EN means end, DT means date time, C means character. So any reference date when the drug is given, start date of the drug is should be converted into data time in character format. This is how a variable name should be breakdown, and a programmer should understand ki, okay, the data which is given by CDM, I have to convert into given variables by coding using the SAS SDTM IG. See, the variables must be coded using base SAS as the language, and you can convert it as per the SDTM IG on the raw data. So the raw data which is given by SDTM, you will just convert it into standard variables given as per SDTM IG, and to convert it into that standard, you will use base SAS as the language. Now SDTM IG, as I already told, SDTM is just a raw data for FDA submission. After SDTM, they will, further move it for ADaM or TLF for submission preparation. Now, as SDTM data, which is the final output, as I can say this will be used as raw data by FDA. This is what simply we have to do. If somebody will ask what SAS programmer will do as in SDTM, just tell, as SDTM is a raw data for FDA submission, it is the standard data which is converted using the raw data given by SDTM into the submittable, you can say reportable report to the regulator submission. This is how you can define them if somebody asks you about that. Is there anything, is there any doubt regarding this till SDTM?
Participants, if you have any questions, you may ask at this point of time, and then we'll proceed. Of course, we'll have a Q&A at the end of the session, but then just in case you have a question at this point, you can always ask.
Yeah,
And then
because if you
Abhishek, I have put a question for you. Please check once. This
okay,
question has come from YouTube. So just in case you want
okay,
to answer that.
send standards also be used by clinical SAS. What about R? If you have any idea emails, it's fine. It was asked by Mole. Okay, sure. Okay, I'll tell you about R as well. See, SDTM IG is basically an implementation guide which needs the data. R is a language. Whether you use Hindi or English, you need to, just tell me what it means. So it is the language which is used to create this type of data. Even if you use R, Python, or SAS, the output should look like this. This is the basic requirement of SDTM IG. SDTM IG nowhere mentions about SAS. They only mention about the outputable, reportable data, which has to be converted. Why SAS is used? Because SAS has that capability of the market in the right now, where they can make it things very simply, and they have the capabilities to fulfill every requirements. This is how it is done. But for R, I do not know much about R, I would say, but it is again the requirement. If you ask me about IG, the requirement will be just an standardable output. So it is not required for SAS or R. But for R, I guess you need to contact with someone who is using R. I have never used R, so I will be the wrong person to talk more about R right now.
Not a problem, Abhishek. We'll have one more session on R from an expert. Don't worry about that. Thank you so much.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, so Rakshit has raised his hand. Rakshit, you want to ask a question? You can unmute.
Okay. Yeah, Rakshit is my co-colleague, by the way.
Yeah, Rakshit, go on. You can ask. If you want
Yeah,
to turn
hi
the video, you
Abhishek.
can always do that. No
Hi
problem.
Manoj.
Hello.
So Rakshit, this side currently I am working in like SDTM domain. I am a clinical data programmer. So I just want to add a few words like US FDA only they like required the form in TFL. So TFL that will be generated by SAS only. So currently in the market like R it's fine, but US FDA only approved that submission when the data is from the SAS.
Got it. Got it. So it is like a
Yeah.
standard set by the US FDA, just like in medical writing. For example, when we do medical writing, there are clients who are okay to accept references from Mendeley and Zotero, but there are
Mm-hmm.
clients who accept, they want accept, especially from other softwares like EndNote. They don't accept from Mendeley or Zotero. They want only from EndNote, right? So
Yes, yes, yes,
it's like
yes.
that. Okay, got it. All right, got
Yeah.
it. Thank you. Thank you,
Okay.
Rakshit, for adding that. Thank you.
Yes.
Okay. Thanks, Rakshit.
Thank you.
So we'll move to Adam now. Adam. Okay. We'll move to ADaM. ADaM is basically stands for Analysis Data Model. We can say ADaM, they are dependent on SDTM, of course, because the data which is prepared by SDTM will be forwarded to ADaM. And the SDTM is then considered as source data by the agency, and the ADaM is analysis data created by using SDTM. So they will just use the data which is provided by SDTM for ADaM preparation. ADaM, as I already said, it is the analysis data model. So CDISC has the separate guidelines for ADaM, for which ADaM IG is also referred. Again, ADaM provides the data attributes like the content, metadata, and the structure. This is specially found in clinical trials analysis data sets. What is the main objective of ADaM is to just provide the framework that enables the analysis of data while reviewing an adverse output. I would say ADaM and SDTM may have different functions, but they are closely related to each other. While SDTM is just to prepare and map data collected from a raw source, ADaM they will prepare data for analysis, the final data or the final output we can say. So how it is that suppose a data which is given by the CDM team via EDC or something like that, they will just convert it into a reported reportable standard format by SDTM, then the data which is prepared by SDTM will move to ADaM, and ADaM will make it finalized. ADaM will have lot of changes as per the requirements of client, as per the requirements of the trial. Every final touch up which is given by programmer will be done in ADaM. So SDTM will just make unstandard, non-standard data to standard format, and that standard SDTM for data will be used by ADaM people. They will make it to reportable data now. So this is the basic difference between SDTM and ADaM. As ADaM will go in a newer part, will not go much deeper into ADaM. Just to give you an idea, as a fresher, I just gave an idea what SDTM and ADaM is and how SDTM programmer codes. Like I shown you about that demographics, how demographics people, they will just, how simple birth date, they will convert it into a variable name as BTH DTC. How BTH means, DT means, C means. This is what SDTM programmer will do, just because they have that implementation guide they have to follow and convert that simple variable wala column into a standard format as given by the SDTM or the FDA guidelines or the CDISC guideline, I would say. What for ADaM, they will just convert it into a reportable format. So this is what I will summarize myself. For a clinical SAS programmer, what they will do is they will just get a raw data from CRF, from CDM, or in the format of EDC. They will just convert it into a non-standard data, will just converted by a standard format in SDTM. When SDTM is done, it is then given to ADaM. ADaM will just make it standardized, and when the data is converted into a reportable format, now it has to be submitted into a format, then it will be given to a TFL format team. TFL is nothing but table figures and listing. As the FDA requires the data into tables, particular graphs, reports, or listing or figures, the TFL or you can say TLF teams will make it this ADaM reportable data into tables and formats and other formats, which is required for regulatory submission. This is what they will do. So overall clinical trial process, if I say, then when a clinical trial is done, then the data is collected from the site and given to the data management team, which is CDM. Although the data which is collected from the site is non-standard data, which cannot be directly submitted from data management team to FDA. This cannot be done. So now SAS programmer team, they will just convert this collected data via CDM. They will just make it non-standard to standard. Simple. If SAS programmer will ask what they do, if somebody will ask you what SAS programmer will do, you can just say they will convert the non-standard data from site to standard data. This is simplest definition I can provide you what SAS programmer will do in their day-to-day life. And how can they make data into standard format? They can first make it into an SDTM as per the SDTM guideline, and then they will go ahead, make ADaM, and then according to ADaM report, they'll make it into TLF. Simple thing. This is how a SAS programmer will do. If you know this much and you want to learn any language, it's good. Coming to this, once you go for training, how things run, I would say, just give me a moment. I will show you how, SAS looks like. Just give me a moment. This is how a SAS software looks like. See, what I'm right now opening is SAS Studio. SAS Studio looks like this. SAS Studio is a URL based, interface where you can write the code and get the output. But the companies generally do not use this URL based thing. They will have the software installed on your system. They are mainly using SAS Enterprise Guide. Sorry, what I'm saying, SAS Enterprise Guide. Yes, sorry, SAS Enterprise Guide. They will use SAS EG for their things, and they will also use the older versions or the different versions of SAS. But right now, for learning purpose, you can use this SAS Studio. This is a URL based interface. So this is how, and on the left of the part, you will have lot of things for as a resources. On right part, you can write the coding. Suppose example, if I write anything, this is how codings has to be done. If I write data Manoj, if I have to create any data which is a data Manoj, and if I use any table as a reference. This is how coding is done. So this is the place where you will do the coding. This is how you will write coding. Don't worry about the syntaxes. You will not know that, I know. This is how base SAS languages is that. So this is how you can run and see the outputs. So this is how interface looks like, where in the first part you can write the coding, then you can run it and check the results and output, and what was the log record like behind your coding, what has done. So we can see this observation was created. This is how SAS tool looks like. The main purpose of showing you guys this is the tool, how SAS tool looks like. Now coming to SAS certifications, absolutely. SAS is administered by, exam is administered by SAS and Pearson VUE. It can be given at home as well as Pearson Center, but I will always recommend you to give at store center, because at home, if you even there will be a camera and there will be a sensor, AI based sensor. If you move your head like this, they will give you a warning. If you move it again like this, they will just wind up your exam and you will lose your 15,000-16,000. It is almost $180 for one attempt. So you will lose around 15,000-16,000. So I would recommend you to go to Pearson Center, where any, if your internet is not working or electricity just went out, you can have the option to reappear for the exam and you will not lose your money. So I would recommend you to go for center. Then there are two base SAS certifications. What is base SAS? I would say there are two SAS certifications, not two, but the basic two. One is base SAS certification, and the other one is advanced SAS certification. Base SAS means the basic. If you are base SAS certified, means your basics about the SAS is cleared. Now again, to get this base SAS certification, we have two exams. Exam code A00231, where MCQs as well as programming based questions will be asked, and the exam code A00282, where 60 to 70 MCQs will be asked. After this exam, what will you do? You will be what you will get? You will be just a base SAS certified programmer. And advanced SAS, if you do, there are various SAS certification options. Nowadays, you can see clinical SAS certified, clinical programming certified, or clinical trial certified. They've given multiple names. According to that, you can do your advanced SAS certification. For advanced SAS certification, you should know the advanced languages along with base SAS. So what is this advanced languages? It is SAS, SQL, and SAS macros. I will tell in the coming slides what is this SQL and macros. Not about masculine macros, but the languages which is needed to learn. So languages to be known, absolutely only base SAS is enough when you go for only base SAS certification. But if you're going for advanced SAS certification, along with base SAS, you should also learn SQL and macros. What is the benefit? You will get a digital badge. I don't know, you guys have seen that badge. They have clearly given us blue color badge as SAS certified programmer. They'll be like this. I forgot to add badge here. So you can see on the internet SAS digital badge. So you will earn a digital badge, and it will also come with a link where if any recruiter or anyone has to verify whether you're genuinely certified or not, they can just click on that link and they can check whether they are certified or not. So accordingly, that you use this badge in your CV, in your LinkedIn or Naukri profiles, anywhere you can use it, and you can showcase them. Not only in India, it is valid worldwide. So you can use it as a guarantee stamp that you are certified. This is how things have been done. Just give me a moment. I'm losing my. I have to connect my charger. So this is why a global base SAS certification is done, and this is how you should be prepared. Coming about the preparation, I would say just SAS languages is needed. When you learn these languages, it is much more needed. Eligibility, if I say about eligibility, see in clinical SAS, I would say any healthcare professional like a B Pharm, M Pharm, PharmDs, or engineers or statisticians, biotechnologists or microbiologists are preferred. They will not hire any BCom graduate generally if they do not have any prior experience in clinical SAS. But a candidate must also be trained on base SAS, at least prior to for appearing in interview. See, if you ask me about PV, CDM, other type of domains, now you can quickly learn about any domain within 1 or 2 days and you can prepare. But for SAS, it will take around 2 to 3 months to learn base SAS. Then when you learn this base SAS, you should learn SAS SQL, then SAS macros. These are the three basic languages a fresher should know before appearing for interview. It is a myth that only base SAS is enough. No, you should have at least basic idea about SAS, SQL, and macros. See, base SAS you need to be thorough. You have no, you know, no excuses if you don't know about base SAS. So base SAS is a must. Now, as per the market, you can see the requirements. Even SQL and macros is a must. So while appearing for interview, before going any interview, you should be a base SAS, trained on base SAS, SQL, and macros. These are the three languages. This is must for a fresher, even for a fresher, to learn to learn before they appear for an interview. Now I have written that any health science graduate is preferred. But I would say that I have seen people coming from commerce background or any other domain apart from the science background. They learn this SAS tool because SAS is not only used in pharmaceutical industry, but in the banking or the other domains as well. So any bachelor of commerce or any other field, if they learn these languages and they learn the tool, they can definitely use these languages to prepare any data. So they are also eligible, but in as our topic for today is clinical SAS. So basically healthcare professionals are, BSc IT or BSc CS. These people are less preferred, but it is not impossible for them, or it is not that thing that they'll not get any job or like that. If they can also get this. So for languages, I would also recommend people who learn about this SQL macros and SAS, then they can go ahead learning for our language of Python. But I would recommend to go and learn R and Python only when you are 100% sure about this above languages. Because it will just, if without your perfection in base SAS and SQL macros, if you go and learn R language or Python just to showcase in your CVs will look attractive, you will not. So I would recommend, go ahead and learn these base SAS first. Your primary thing starting to, learning about base as a clinical SAS programmer is to learn base SAS. Once you learn base SAS completely, then you can go ahead and learn SQL, then go ahead and learn macros, appear for interviews, and then you feel like I know about base SAS very good. Like you're perfect in base SAS, you're good in SQL and macros, you're capable to learn any other languages to improvise yourself. Absolutely go ahead and learn our language in Python. Not only that, if somebody has joined who is working in any industry, I would recommend if you're working as SAS programmer, if you get an opportunity to learn R or Python, I would recommend that you should know this Python and R as well, just to improvise yourself. Just give me a moment. Now, various sectors, as I already told multiple times, that not only pharmaceutical industry, there are other industries which also use as SAS, as like finance and retail, government, oil and gas, and MNGC, you can say ONGC, and manufacturing industry, telecommunications. They will use SAS because see, SAS programmer has the direct connection with statistical reports. Any industry which has the data, which has to be, organized and submitted, SAS will be used, because SAS will organize the numbers into a understandable formats. Not only this reports table and format. If you see banking SAS, they will use their standards. If you see government and oil and gases, they will use dashboards. And for other sectors, I would say the competition is much, because if I take, for example, ONGC or government, if they have to create dashboards, they have not only SAS Via, but they have also other softwares like Tableau and all. They have other softwares as well, where they can now use other softwares, and they can also create. Even the clinical SAS maybe has some other softwares, but SAS has the maximum grip in the market. So I would say according to that. Coming for AI implementation, see, I would say as a programmer, uh, coming 15 years, this is just a, I can guess as per my experience, I could be wrong. I would say any AI will not, completely start programming for you. It is impossible. A human is always needed. So don't worry about AI implementation. And if you see the SAS as a software which was used 10 years back, and right now the SAS software which is used right now in the market, it has a lot of difference. So even SAS is adapting that AI. If you see interface, if you see widowing environment given by SAS, it is also an interface by SAS. If you see that interface and the SAS Studio, which I just shown you a couple of minutes back, if you see that SAS Studio of lot of additional features, so it has the connection with AI. So I would just recommend not only SAS in any field if you're working where things have been changing by AI, just be sure that any AI cannot replace human being completely. Yes, there could be a possibility that the requirement of human will be less, or you can say the maximum thing which will be done automatically by a software. But there will be no place where a SAS programmer or a clinical programmer will have only AI doing programming. No, absolutely not. You will have that. And I am very sure that one who is, evolving them by learning additional languages or by learning new adaptability, they can be future ready. So I would suggest, follow the principle of evolution and learn about newer things. Do not stay, keep updating yourself. If you keep updating yourself, if you keep learning yourself, if you give your time to just learn things and come, if you give your time yourself, see people 5 to 6 job, if they have to take 9 to 5 job, if they are doing that and they are coming back on weekends, they are relying, just relaxing, it will not give you any growth. Sorry, not only in SAS, never, you will not get anywhere. So to get an update nowadays, it's tough. You have to be an extraordinary candidate who is capable of learning things, and they can come up with this. And no worries, AI will never replace a human being that quickly until and unless you are that dumb that you're not updating yourself. So keep on updating, you will never be replaced. This is the only thing which I tell to myself. Definitely at certain period of time, the things which is not in my hand I cannot control, but keep on updating. You will never be into that situation that somebody will replace you completely. Now, general FAQs which people has. First of all, can I learn with no programming background? Absolutely yes, go ahead. Even I had no programming languages, experience of learning any programming languages. Just the thing is, join a good institute. They will teach you well and prepare yourself, push you out, give the time, give time to learn SAS. You will learn. It's easy, very simple. Is certification mandatory? This is not mandatory. However, companies prefer certified candidates. Do we need to learn SAS? If yes, then how much? You have to pay. Okay, do you have to pay? See, there are variable, like I could say, you can use the free resources available on the internet, but believe me, the things which is given for free is not worthy. Most of the time you will learn for 1 or 2 weeks and you will lose your interest. So for that point of view, if you are that capable of enthusiasm, you have that, if you're that enthusiastic, then you should go ahead and use the free resources. Definitely it will be up to a certain level. After that you need classes and joining an institute, you will need that. But till then you can use the free resources, but I would recommend you to join any reputed institute. How you will get that reputed institute or recognized institute? See, if you're going to join an institute just to get a job, then you will be unsatisfied. Because nowadays the harsh reality is everybody is advertising is 100% job assistance. What is job assistance? That thing which I am giving you right now, the things which I am giving you right now is just assistance. I am giving you 100% assistance about SAS, what I know as per my view. So in market also, the classes, they will just give you assistance. Assistance means they will just give you assistance. How will you do that? They will just help you out. They will not give you a job. So this is how, if you want to join in a recognized institute, I would say do not dependent on job again. Absolutely, they will help you to learn things better. So conceptually, you should be cleared, and coming for job, you should be around you. Now, if you see in the market, there are a lot of classes who is just providing you, SAS classes in just 10,000, 15,000, 20, 25,000, 30,000. But definitely, uh, They'll act as that I'm a programmer. I'm just on weekends. I'll be teaching you guys. So I have real-time experience. I have real-time data. This is just a myth. Nobody is having real-time data. What is real-time data? You know, if a trial is done right away, if you have any update today, it will be given to a company, and that company will process it right away to to submit that data to the regulatory body as soon as possible. Who will give you that data? That is confidential. You will never get real-time data. What now they are giving is dummy data. Dummy data is nothing but, see, if that is not a concern. Dummy data is what, that if a trial is done and submitted, if the trial is closed, now that data is of no use for right away. It is not that confidential now. Then that dummy data is used for SAS thing. So people trying to convince you guys that we do not have dummy data. We have real time data. You will be work with this company. You will be reporting to a manager, and that manager will think you whether they have to take you. This is just a myth. Nobody, no manager is allowed to align with any institute and give the real time data to someone who is just joined an coaching institute, have not joined as a company employee. This is just a myth. Do not be in that trap. Do not pay 2 lakhs, 3 lakhs, 4 lakhs. Absolutely not that. But yeah, I would say if you get 80,000 to 1 lakh with certifications, then go ahead. If without certification, it could be 50,000 max. If they are not giving you certification vouchers, then you should be 50,000 max. Not about that. 50,000 is the max amount you can give for base SAS. And with certification, absolutely, if they are charging 80,000, then ask them about certification, because the one attempt for base SAS cost you around $180. With GST, it will be $220. So it will be around 16 to 18,000. So if they are giving you in 80,000, if they're giving you one voucher, then it is 20,000 less. So it's good to go. Coming to that, is base SAS enough to crack interview? I tried to answer you. No. You need to be skilled at least in SQL and macros along with base SAS to join as a fresher. So what will be my final tips and takeaways? I will just say clinical SAS is future oriented. Don't worry, you will have a good future. Just keep on updating yourself. Global opportunities, definitely not only in India, but you can see the countries, the good countries like America or UK, they have this clinical SAS opportunities right away. And you can keep upgrading yourself to be future ready. Even if you get a job as a clinical SAS programmer, don't be sit and idle. Don't be a 9 to 5 employee. Be a learner. Use your weekends, use your free timings to learn things. Start with learning base SAS, as I already told. Then move to SQL and macros. Go for global base SAS certification. Earn digital badges. It will help you out to show that you are a genuine certified programmer. And open to work across the sectors where statistical analysis is used. Even if you are a B Pharm graduate or a M Pharm graduate, I would suggest if you get an opportunity as banking, SAS, ONGC or government, go ahead, take it. If you have that capability of learning things, you will learn that SAS thing first. You will be, hands on the tool, and then you will definitely can switch to other domains, although it is tough, but not impossible. Coming to job hunting, see, as I already told, this is a real struggle. Everybody has to, but my simplest suggestion will be, first prepare yourself, focus on yourself first, start making connections on LinkedIn, but do not randomly beg for jobs. Do not be, just writing, keep on typing interested on a post will not give you a job. See whether, that job which is just came out is for you or not, because I have seen people applying for a job which requires 4 to 6 years of experience. If you apply to that job, you will just, what you do, you will just send your CV to that company, and your CV will just lie in the company's database, and HR will not at all see. Even if you apply 100 of times, people will not give you any job, because you have just spammed their company's database by your CV. Your email address, your phone number will be there, already there in the database, and nobody will check you out in that situation. So do not blindly apply. I would suggest, instead of applying for 100 incorrect jobs, apply for 5 correct jobs. Chances will be more you can get a job. Update your job profiles frequently, like Naukri and all, Shine, Indeed. this type of profiles you should be keep on applying. Even if you have nothing, just add one line, remove it the next day. It will be like the HRs will be notified as you have updated your profile. Who knows what you updated? So this is the trick, you can use it. So if you update anything on Naukri, you will get a call. As per my experience, I believe. Firstly, prepare yourself, make good CVs, and be confident that you can do it, and be prepared. Then only apply. If you get an opportunity, go ahead and take away. So that's all from my end about Clinical SAS. If you guys have any questions, you can ask me. This is my LinkedIn link and my Instagram. You can connect with me, and directly from that portals you can connect me over there. That's all, Manoj. I have.
Excellent, Abhishek. Excellent. Okay, for participants, what is the one word for Abhishek on this wonderful presentation? Type one word that you liked about Abhishek's presentation. And I must say, I learned a lot of things from today's presentation. A lot of harsh facts you told in a very nice way. I have been telling very softly to all these participants all these years, but then you told exactly the same thing what I wanted to. Perfectly done, Abhishek. Thank you so much. So you may stop sharing the screen.
Yeah.
We'll go for Q&A, and anyone has any questions, the rule is to ask either in the chat box or unmute and talk. So if you want to unmute, you can simply raise your virtual hand on Zoom, and I'll unmute you. If you just want to ask the question through the chat, you can simply go ahead and put in the chat box. All right, so I'll just read out some of the points that they have put. Well explained, Abhishek. This is from Rakshit. Dinesh is mind blowing, especially on the AI part. Sandeep says, thank you, Abhishek. It was good. Okay, and any other participants want to share any one word to Abhishek about today's session? And I see a lot of Nandita says very informative. Thank you so much, sir. All right. Okay. So I see a lot of B firms, especially, they're interested to get into clinical SAS. They join a lot of institutes. And of course, there are a lot of good and bad institutes, as you rightly pointed out. And that is where the problem arises, right? So we'll talk a little bit more on that. Ria has a question. Ria, go ahead. You can unmute and ask.
So, hi, my name is Ria, and I pursued my master's in biostatistics, and I graduated in May. And I have been applying to positions such as clinical data analyst and so forth for entry level jobs. But whenever I look into the description, they always say that 4 to 6 years of experience is required. So I have never seen anywhere that said no experience or 0 to 1 year of experience. So how do I go about it? So I do have part-time experience. I worked as a research assistant. So I do have about a year's experience in data analysis and data management using SAS. So even then, I haven't been getting a interview call. So what could be the problem, or how should I go about it?
Abhishek, you want to answer? I'll add points later on.
Okay. See, Ria, that's the problem you can say in the market, where the opportunities which comes for the fresher, it will just boost up like this. Because what is done, right now, people internally, they'll refer their people. This is the only biggest problem right away. And even if company has any opportunities for fresher, it will be like, campus placement or something like that. Companies will prefer, tier 1 or tier 2 colleges to go in a campus selection, and they will hire that way. Now, coming to your situation, I would say when you have used SAS, I would recommend go ahead, learn some other softwares by SAS only, because you know about base SAS and all. If you have that experience, go ahead and learn SAS via. And not only that, you can learn about the other tools like Tableau, and like that, you can make yourself upgraded and keep on trying. I would say there is no, standardized formula which I say ki this has to be done to get a job. This is basically, and at the end, of course, luck matters a lot. This is my experience. You can add, Manoj, if I miss something.
All right, perfect. Thank you so much, Abhishek. You almost did it. And Ria, for you, you have my email ID. Please do connect back with me. One of my friend had some requirements for biostatisticians. I'll check with him. If still he has, then probably you'll get an option for him. All right, and it's a very good company to work with. Okay, does that answer? Let us know.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you. I cannot see your email address in the
You
chat.
might have received an email from Zoom since you are joined in from Zoom. So you might have received
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah. I did.
it's there in the Zoom drive. Okay. So you can
Okay.
send an email to me and then we'll connect.
Sure. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Dinesh, you
Yeah.
can unmute and talk.
Hello, sir.
All right. Good to see you, Dinesh.
Hi, Dinesh.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, Abhishek, for such an insightful session. I have some questions. Like as you said, there are two basic exams. Both are different or in the same. And after clearing both, then we are only eligible for advanced one.
No. For base SAS certification, there are two options. Where in the one exam you will have MCQs plus programming questions, where you have to write the program and have an output and submit. And in that
Yes.
same base SAS certification, the other one is just MCQs. So see, the digital badges are almost similar but not same. But I would say go for programming based questions and that exam, and then you absolutely, after clearing your base SAS certification only, you can go ahead and for the advanced SAS. Coming, if you want to really give both the base SAS certifications, you can do, but it will be of no use. You will be called as base SAS certified. So instead, I would suggest go for programming and MCQs wala, and then do that advance.
Yes. I have one more question. As you said, if you are paying 80,000 to like 1 lakh to some reputed institute, they will take care of all the like basic and advanced exams. And how much duration they will like take to
See,
completion and certification?
to learn base SAS, it will definitely take you around 2 to 3 months, I would say.
Yes.
Even
Yes.
if you have to appear for an exam as soon as possible, it will take 2 months, minimum 2 to 3 months. Then for SQL and macros, again, you can expect 2 more months. So probably if you give 6 months of your life to prepare for an interview, then you will be definitely. I would suggest to prepare as a fresher for an interview, you should at least have 4 to 6 months for base SAS plus SQL and macros.
Yes, yes. May I ask, like, along with the job, like in IQVIA, how you maintain time to like dedicate time to prepare for like SAS as you clear in 2022?
Okay. Thank you
Hmm.
for reminding me of my old days.
Hmm.
I used to have a morning shift at IQVIA. So around 5:30, my shift used to start, and around 3:30 at the afternoon, my shift used to end. So after 3:30, I'll have my lunch and I'll take a nap. And around 5:30, I'll again open my personal laptop, and I'll start practicing SAS for 2 to 3 hours. On weekends, I have joined SAS Institute India, by the way, I'll tell that. And I have joined that institute on the weekend batches. So on weekends, I used to take classes 4 hours a day. So on weekend, Saturday, Sunday, I'll take 8 hours classes. And Monday to Friday, after my shift ends, I will give 2 to 3 hours a day and I'll practice that. So for that 4 to 6 months, you need to be little enthusiastic and you can go ahead and learn. So to gain something, you have to, bear some pain. That's the thing.
Yes.
Absolutely,
How?
totally agree. And then it's a lot of dedication required. Dinesh, if you see, Abhishek, a lot of dedication required, and obviously you need to be focused only on SAS here. You cannot say that, okay, I want to try pharmacovigilance, I want to try
Mm,
medical writing, I also want to try something else and something else and something else, and then
mm,
clinical
Yes.
SAS takes a back seat, right?
mm.
That should not be the case. And I see a lot of students trying this, they try all the different things and then they take up different courses, which is not right. Okay, so if you're taking one course, please dedicate yourself to that, do your best, and then give that time frame of 3 months, 6 months, whatever you are planning, and go 100% for that particular course, whatever you have taken. If you are, let's say, if you are working as a faculty, you can still work, most of the weekends you can work, and rest of the days you can work, because faculty will have 2 or 3 classes, maybe 6 hours you'll be working, rest from 24 hours you still have 18 hours, right? So still you can plan your day accordingly and focus on this. So yeah. Any other question you have, Dinesh? Let's
Yes, sir.
go
Last question, sir.
for it.
Yes, sir. Like how much SAS India, how much it will cost, and like is there any free resources to learn about basic? Like as I see Rakshit having some internship at like SAS India and in some institute, like how we approach them like to learn basic about that.
Okay. So see,
Is
I'll
it paid
tell
or like
SAS India or any other institute will give you free resources just for a demo thing. You can say it will be just a demo class. So you cannot be reliable on that resources completely. You will not get A to Z thing for free at anywhere, nowhere. You will never get. The thing is, for updated price, I would suggest to contact SAS Institute India. That will be the great thing, because I did 2 years back. So that they will be good. Some people, they join other institute for internships. Then definitely, like my co-colleague Rakshit, she has joined another institute. I don't want to take any institute's name, but he has done his internship via that institute, and that helped him for certain circumstances. But again, he was the good one. He, you know, has to fight the struggles, and he only opposed multiple things and tried to get a job. So I would just recommend you, first of all, you go ahead for certification. Until and unless you do certification, do not think about internship right away. Go
Yeah.
for certification first. Learn basics.
Absolutely, absolutely. And one more most important thing, which Abhishek just now highlighted, is to take a thorough, you have to work thoroughly on the, institute part. You need to connect with people who have done from the institute, take their feedback and understand how the institute is and what kind of, because recently one of my, one of the friend, he approached through LinkedIn and he said he paid about 50,000 rupees to this institute and there are 20 people in the batch and all of them were like looted. They were not, there were no proper classes happening, and there were all fake promises were made to them. So please don't, it's a hard-earned money, I'm sure. So do not spend like this. At least go for learning. If you're not able to learn something from the institute, then all of you should collectively talk to them and then see what can be done, right? And it is good to connect to people who have done from the same institute and take a feedback from them, understand how it is, and then go for it. And I think LinkedIn can do really wonders for on this part. Abhishek is on LinkedIn, all of us are on LinkedIn, so please do connect there and connect to people who are connected to the institutes and take feedback from them as well. Yeah. All right, thank you. Dinesh, you have any other question?
No, sir. Thank you so much, Abhishek, for sharing your knowledge and experience. And thank you so much, Manoj, sir, for providing me this platform.
Perfect. Thank
Thank
you
you.
so much, Dinesh. All the
Thank you,
best,
Dinesh.
and thank you for being a lifelong learner here. Thank you again. Yeah. All right, perfect. So let's go for another one. Sandeep, you have a
Sandeep.
question you want to ask? Sandeep, go for it.
Yeah, hi Manoj. Hi Abhishek.
Hi, Sandeep.
Hi, Sandeep.
Yeah, actually, I have 3 years of experience in pharmacovigilance, and I'm also a SAS certified specialist. So
Excellent.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I would like to add some points to the next question. So yeah, Dinesh, there are 3 exams basically: a SAS certified associate, and a SAS certified specialist, and SAS certified advanced programmer, I guess maybe. Yeah. For SAS certified associate, there are only multiple choice questions. You will not be using any SAS software to solve questions. But that certification is of no use, I guess, maybe because you're not at all using SAS software. In that exam, generally only the multiple
MCQs.
choice questions will be asked. Yeah. So go for SAS certified specialist. So in that exam, you will be using SAS software to answer the questions. And also there will also be multiple choice questions. So it is a mix of multiple choice questions and also programming based questions. So and also for advanced SAS certification, base SAS certification is must. So you need to be a base SAS certified to give advanced SAS certification exam. And for preparation of the certification in the SAS website itself, there are some free e-learnings which will be very much useful. So one is SAS Programming One Essentials, and also that is a free e-learning. And also there are another e-learnings which are, you need to take subscription.
For data manipulation.
Yeah. For data manipulation and also for advanced macros and SQL things. For that you need, you can register in SAS website and the SAS itself is offering free 7-day trial. So you can register there and you can go through all the e-learnings, and once your 7-day trial has ended, you can create a new email ID, and then again you can register and make use of the e-learning courses. That might be helpful.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Sandeep. That is a jugaad way of learning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's 7 days, but you should not miss, and you should utilize it as much as you can so that you can, summarize it whether you have to learn or not. Just to see, the problem with the majority of the unemployed people, or you can say the frustrated employees in a 9-to-5 job, is they know they don't have to do this job, but they don't research on what they have to do then. So this is the only problem. If you see things which attract in terms of only salary, it is wrong. See if that salary is paid for what you are getting attracted to or not. So you should research not only on the things which you do not like, you should also do a research for the things which you want to do or which is attractive to you. Do only things which is good to you. If you're getting paid 1 lakh rupees and you're not at all liking your job, it's better to be paid 50,000 and enjoy your work.
Absolutely. Totally agree with you on this. Thank you. All right, perfect. So thank you so much, Sandeep, for adding those points. Sandeep, what is your experience from migrating from pharmacovigilance to clinical SAS? How do you feel about it? You want to add some points?
Yeah, actually, I got laid off from Bioclinica in August 2022.
Okay.
So before that, I used to work for TCS in PV department. Actually, at first, I started my career in medical information call center, as Abhishek has started, yeah. And then I moved to case processing in TCS. Then I moved to Bioclinica. I got laid off in August 2022. Then I started learning SAS. So actually,
right now you're not working?
Yeah, I'm not working anywhere currently. Recently, I saw post from NAVDA's Life Sciences where they have asked base SAS certification, advanced SAS certification, and also R. I think it is impossible to have all those certifications as a fresher, right? Yeah.
No, there are still some opportunities. Sandeep, you please connect to Abhishek on LinkedIn. He'll help you out on this. Okay.
I have opportunities for MICC again. If you want to join till you get any opportunity in,
absolutely, yeah,
the domain which you require. Chalo.
All right, perfect. Thank you so much, Sandeep, for connecting and asking those questions. Thank you again. All right. So, any other questions, guys? Quickly, if you have any questions, please do ask. There are 2 questions I'll ask. These are from YouTube, Abhishek, for you. One is, which is the best place to learn online base and advanced SAS for fresher? This is from Ashish.
Okay. See, what I'll tell you, the best thing, if you see 2 things, I would say. Firstly, you should not at all expect any job opportunities from any institute, not at all. Okay. Even if they tell you 1 lakh times, do not be reliable on job. Coming to learning, and if you are really interested for just learning things on a standard purpose and getting certified, I did what I have experienced. I did from SAS Institute India. They were completely virtual and they were the official training center of SAS. So their training part was absolutely great. They have provided everything standard and licensed. So this is the thing, and they were affordable completely compared to market. Yes, their package will be from clinical to advanced will be little much more. You can skip the SDTM and ADaM wala part from their package, and you can go ahead with base SAS and SQL macros. Only these 3 languages if you ask them. And if you are capable of learning base SAS, SQL and macros from an institute, for SDTM and ADaM, definitely it will not going to be tough. Yes, it is again depending upon you, how enthusiastic you are. Even I have not joined any institute for learning SDTM and ADaM, but I was very capable of learning SDTM. So I would say go ahead and learn for base SAS, SQL and macros from a reputed institute. And then for SDTM ADaM, you can pay little less right now, and later on you can use the free resources.
All right, perfect. Thank you so much, Abhishek, for adding that. And Sandeep has messaged in the group saying that take the exam between September and December. The exam only costs 99. So that's a very good point, and most of us miss out that. So if you are planning to get SAS certified, take the exams between September and December, the cost will be lesser. It will be only 99 USD. Okay.
And
So
even
please
if,
plan that.
sorry to interrupting,
Yeah, go
Manoj,
for it. Go
I'll
for it.
forget otherwise. Even if you're not, appearing for exam between that, that voucher has some eligibility, validity. Sorry, not eligibility, that validity. So you can purchase that voucher and keep it with you, so
Okay.
that
Yeah.
when you prepare for that exam, you can go ahead and appear.
Excellent. That's again a good idea. Yeah. And the validity is normally between 15 to 30 days time, right? So
More
they
than
can,
that.
yeah, absolutely. There is one more question. We'll take this as a last question. This is from Swati. And the question is, I have completed base SAS certification in March 2023. Okay, that's last year. And I'm still searching for a job. There are hardly any openings for entry-level positions. So any suggestions for her, Abhishek?
Okay, for that I would see. I already feel this is a real struggle and everybody has to do it. I have seen people struggling for 2 years, more than 2 years. So I would recommend you two, three things. First of all, focus on your CVs, how it is. Do not apply blindly. See what you can, the positions which is capable of applying. Ask for references very politely and calmly on uh, this thing, LinkedIn. Do not blindly connect people on LinkedIn and ask for references. I've seen people do not just blindly try to comment interested. See whether the position is for you or not, apply or not. Don't spam the company's database with your CV. That the thing you can do. And of course I would give you a hint that you can change your Naukri and Indeed, Shine and every monster these profiles. You just write one line, add it, and the next day you remove it. That HR will get that you have updated your profile. They will not see what you have updated. They will just they'll just get a notification you have updated. So this is the only thing I could suggest. There is no standard formula, but I would just say focus on CV, connect with people, apply on a good job, correct job where
Absolutely.
you are really eligible.
Excellent.
And I would also recommend you to go ahead and apply for tier 2 companies. Do not, generally IQVIA seniors and these companies, they will not hire freshers who is not a recent pass out. They'll hire people who has just come out from the college. So they'll have that criteria. The candidate should be 2023-24 pass out. I have struggled this thing. So in that situation, you can go for tier 2 companies or a small startups, and that then you can have experience. Move it.
That's a good idea, yeah. And most of us, we try to only go for tier 1 cities, and that is a problem, right? Go to a tier 2 city, learn the art there, and stay there for some time and come back to tier 1 cities. That could be
Even if it is banking, ONGC, government, or they are hiring you as an intern, paying you 10,000, 8,000, you have to use your own money to survive for a year. Go ahead. Go ahead and survive. Once you have experience, then you can open your mouth and ask for money you require.
Absolutely. That's again a good point. Yes. One last question. Can we take, Abhishek? Is it okay?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay. So this question is from Bharat. He says, what is the difference between clinical SAS and SAS?
SAS is a name of software, and clinical SAS when it is used in a clinical industry.
Absolutely. I think that justifies. Yeah. All right. So I think we had a very good session today, and we busted a lot of myths also. In today's session, we get a lot of idea about whether to go in for clinical SAS or not, how to prepare initially. Don't just pay the institutes and enroll and then later repent for it. Just do a trial yourself. Go for the free resources initially. Do a homework and then do it. So Abhishek has given a lot of golden nuggets for us, and Abhishek can be, you can connect with Abhishek on LinkedIn and Instagram. And on this video also, if you are watching it on YouTube, I'll be putting the Abhishek's LinkedIn link later on. And all of you who are on Zoom, you'll get an email with Abhishek's LinkedIn link as well. So connect with him and discuss with him, and seek suggestions and help from him on joining Clinical SAS. And I think together we can make a lot of difference. Bust a lot of myths and create a lot of opportunities for each other. There are a lot of internal opportunities as well, and I'm sure Abhishek will also agree with me on this. 80% of the opportunities are through referral, and if you want to build that referral system, you need to create an impression, and if you want to create an impression, you need to build your personal profile. If you want to do that, build a personal brand, and LinkedIn can actually help you to do that. So be present on LinkedIn, create a personal brand for yourself, and keep connecting with people. I mean, right people. Don't just randomly connect with everyone just to build your follower base. That will never help. So connect with the right kind of people, build your network, and then seek help and advice. And most importantly, ask questions, right? So if you ask questions, naturally you'll get some answers. If you don't ask, the answer is always no. So all the best with that. And thank you so much, Abhishek, for, we had to shift the time, early, but then I think it was worth it. And thank you so much for taking time from your busy schedule. Now you have to rush to some emergency work, I know. So thank you so much again, and definitely we'll meet one more time. And again, we'll discuss more on medical information. That is your specialization. So we'll work on medical information as well. And a lot of requests I get on medical information, careers in medical information as well. So thank you so much, Abhishek. Thank you so much, everyone, for your time. And I wish you all the best. And I wish you again a wonderful weekend ahead. Thank you again. Take care.
Yeah. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Manoj.
Thank you so much, Abhishek. Take care.
Yeah. Okay.